Devils is gone. What guards the gate? A vile hive. When you come inside of the cottage, you think for a moment it's been overgrown with glistening black ivy. A few more steps and you notice the ivy is shifting in the wind. Before you realize that, as is generally in the case of the Neath, there is no wind to speak of. The ivy heaves like the sea, and the closest portion suddenly lifts and dissolves. The air is filled with a deep and savage buzzing. A cloud of great black bees rises above the cottage, extends a limb in your direction. You back away. You do not run. Well, this is one way to handle this. Help the adventurers seek glorious death in a duel. The shouting monks revel in battle. Their abbot commander is a savage veteran of 100 duels and monster hunts. They don't fight women. We do not fight women, one sneers. If we wanted to fight women, we'd be over at Abbey Rock. You're not over at Abbey Rock, the adventurer suggests, because the sisters' training is so very much deadlier. Then fight them, the monk responds haughtily. To help them resolve another dilemma. The guilty rodent stands, his head bowed. The aide pushes him forward. Careless advisor, this traitor stole food from our stores. To feed a sick child, he claims. Do we show him mercy or do we make an example of the wretch? Okay, we have 3 levels of mercy. His actions were understandable if unfortunate. A new nation cannot afford to set such a precedent. Or insist that he be hung, drawn, and quartered, and the pieces impaled on spikes as a warning to all, and his family too. Honestly, whether he has a sick kid or not, I tend to be more sympathetic if someone is stealing food, because they actually need that. So I'm going to lean on mercy here. So, the guilty rodent is released back to his family, all weaking with relief. Few claim justice has not been done, but it is not the last such theft, and with each one it becomes harder for the Muranians to tell where the line between clemency and weakness is drawn. So, lost one civilization, gained one spirit. Because it seems like there's no way to not lose at least one of their attributes. The crossroads of Pigmote Isle, 2 vessels are docked at Saints Haven. From the island of Visage comes a commandeered pirate ship. Its figurehead is a dying bull transfixed with a spear. Next to it floats a decaying wreck barely held together by barnacles. Tales of Pigmote Isle have spread, and the powers of the sea have taken notice, even though we killed the guy from Visage. A rotting drowny and a woman in a crocodile mask stand on the docks. Both loom over the rodents, deciding Marina's response. I'm caught in the middle. Hairless advisor, your timing is impeccable. Please grant us your counsel one last time. They both demand our treasure in exchange for their protection. We cannot decide what would be for the best. The rodents surround you. Press to the dock in supplication. Guide us. Support the Fathom King's claim. The drowning bows. His complexity's blessings upon you. My lord will be pleased to see the glorious Thassaline return to the deeps. In gratitude, he will reach his soggy hand over Pigmote in justice and protection. He looks expectantly first to you, then the rodents. Support the Visage claim. The ambassador bows. The left eye of the flourishing of years called to us from across the waves. It is ours by birthright and ours to claim, yet let none say we are not generous. In exchange for its return, we offer both our friendship and our wisdom. Secrets, Captain, that can guarantee the prosperity of a nation. Advocate for independence. Great rewards demand great risks, but they are ready. This is a gamble. The higher Pigmote Isle's might, civilization, and spirit, the better its chances. We have 10 spirit, 7 civilization, 3 might. Let's see if we got independence, shall we? The die is cast. The drowning returns to his vessel, his bloated feet squelching with each angry step. The Visage ambassador is silent behind her mask. Neither of their masters will let this insult go unanswered. The struggle for Pigmote Isle. The gates of the town are closed. 2 rodents stand guard. One of them, a rat, is trying to light a cigarette. The other, a guinea pig, holds the rat's whiskers back from the waxy match flame. Both yelp as they see you approach. 1,000 apologies, House Advisor, but this is our fight. We must fight it alone. They exchange a nod and escort you respectfully but firmly away from the gate. We've done all we can. It's up to the rodents now. I guess we'll find out what happened later. did you come to be here? Is anyone born on this island? Licensed import? She tells you that she can't recall how she got here. She remembers what happened in London, and then there's a gap, and then her first memories of this place are the shape of the steepled building looming through the dark. This comes from before, she says, drawing back her protective clothing. Between her glove and her sleeve is a web of old white scars, as though her skin had frozen and cracked and healed again. She pulls the sleeve back down after a moment. The time before. Then she tells you what happened before. She was a doctor, healing the malaise of countesses and publishing research about the applications of mushroom-derived spirits. Her twin lived with her at her expense, but preferred more bohemian entertainments. The acolyte describes what their life together was. Sepia anatomical charts next to dream animals done in viridian paint. Prisoners' honey jostling retorts full of medicine. Silk scraps in the bandage drawer. The twin is gone now. Something about an accident. A footbath full of silvery fluid, skin cracked and frozen. A resuscitation attempt that went wrong, preventing any return from death. Afterward, her memories are blurred, until they pick up again here. She regards her present occupation as penance of some kind. We have a 100% chance of pressing for more details. There must be more she can tell you than that, even if she doesn't want to. Irritation and information. When you ask, she answers grimly, with anatomical precision. How the twin returned in a bad shape from a shared dream. How her skin was covered with a tracery of bleeding lines. The shock this caused to this body, the inevitable death. After the explanation, she returns to her work. It seems the interview was at an end. And yeah, we lost 3 favor, but we gained a friggin' secret, so I'll take that. I can get more favor. Such as with this long box. Yep, got 2 of the favor back and 100 echoes. Ask the sisters to arrange the adventuress's death. She wants to die gloriously. They look like the kind of people who can help. We won't fight you. Not to the death. That's not really us. But we can bring you something that will end you, an old adversary of ours. Be sure that it will end you, but fight hard and you might wound it. That wound will remain as long as it does, which may be forever, and one day it may take that wound into the sky. Sound good? We'll need something to lure him. Bring us, appropriate texts. I'm serious. Okay, we need romantic literature, and we need to be able to trade with the Khanate to get it, or we'll just have to get lucky enough to find it. 5. It just says romantic literature, but let me see if it discriminates. Yeah, it just says 5 romantic literature. It doesn't say, like, approved, so let me check. I think it needs to be the not approved kind. Because otherwise it would say we have 2, because we have 2 of the approved variety. Yep, escort the Deviless to the Brass Embassy. London. Oh, the souls, the souls. I haven't smelt so many since. She inhales, eyes closed, face wrapped. Your hackney carriage approaches the embassy. The closing of a door. 2 stinking goat demons shamble up. One takes each of the Deviless's arms. She looks at you, and her face writhes into an expression that a human face could not support. Hatred? Satisfaction? Admiration? Something of those, and another emotion. A hot, flat reptilian one that only devils understand. Goodbye, is all she says. The goat demons guide her down a flight of iron steps to the basement entrance of the excruciation annex. The urbane devil lounges by one of the embassy's ornamental lamps, picking his teeth with a splinter of purple crystal. Bravo! And that concludes our business. Here. He hands you a flat parcel wrapped in coppery crepe paper and bounds off, whistling. The parcel contains a beautifully rendered oil painting of the Deviless in a gown with a ruffled collar which suggests the 16th century. Her eyes are closed. So now 150. You return the Deviless to the Brass Embassy. Who knew of her betrayal? So yes, they did have that as an option. We gained a captivating treasure and 2 secrets. let's see. We need soulless fruit to have dinner with the merciless Modiste. And sort that out. We're trying to get 7 of those for the... I believe it's the Venturer. The Spider Silk, we could get 21 of them, but... Oh, Jesus. I think we're just going to go for the romantic literature, which means we need to improve our relationship with the Khanate, which means we need to get coffee from either Port Carnelian or the Iron Republic when they have that particular store open. And we're planning to do a lot of trips around the southern half of the map anyway. I think we've done pretty much everything that we needed to do, at least for the time being, in the northern part of the map. Lord knows we've made a ton of trips up there lately, so I think we're good. I think we're just going to sell this Spider Silk and try to open up trading with the Khanate so that we can just get more romantic literature and call it a day. Well, since we have so many supplies, let's have a quick chat with all our officers and just kind of update ourselves as to where they are. Now, we can't have dinner with you yet. You need soulless fruit. You... Oh, we forgot to see what was happening with you in Khan's Heart. Crap, we're going to need to head back that way. Whoops. It's easy to forget when you have so many different things bouncing around. You need to go to Port Carnelian or Naples, probably. You don't have anything happening currently, or I'll have to go dig through the journal and hope that that is sorted. Yeah, you also need to go to Adam's Way. You need to go to the King Eater's Castle. I have no idea where you need to go. You need to go presumably somewhere, but I think you need to go to Estival currently, actually, if I'm remembering right. Your quest we can't do until we have a larger ship. Your quest is done. You're waiting until we have a Judgment's Egg. You're waiting for us to complete that string of quests that we're not entirely sure how to complete around the Principles of Coral. And you're the one just waiting on normal supplies. And guess what? We have plenty of them, so... Chat about science. Sunlight is, in certain senses, literally, quite literally, law. Without sunlight, the Earth would spin off into space, and the absence of sunlight down here means the absence of a dozen laws. Death operates unreliably, though more reliably on the Z, as you know. Geography is uncertain and shifting, and dreams... He had grown animated, now he seems distracted. He apologizes and composes himself. It was a particular interest of mine, luminosity, the anatomy of the eye, the many liberations of night. Excuse me, this gruel is a little too rich for my tastes. Okay, now we need a cask of mushroom wine. I'm sure we'll get some eventually.